blind cat 420 because those shrimp are really good. That's just brother to make. I'm just steady out. I'm in a very good spot right now. Thank you guys. Thanks, Ben.
Best and groovy. Ready my new one.
Am I the only one that microdoses the beer? I know Eagle does, but
I microdose fingers. I just ran out actually. Remember my birthday? Like quadruple dose was micro on my birthday. I got more coming.
Micro and macro. Just depending on the occasion. Everything, right situation, right time, right amount, right dose type of thing.
the ones blind cat got me. I don't know. I'm not that experienced with them, but they were lots of blue in them. Is that a good sign?
Oh, I like that.
That is a good sign, Bingus.
Blue's like a grayish. Yeah.
It's
Dude, it's limitless. You got to do the microdose for a month, man. Then you're on just 5 steps ahead of the future.
But I can't do that no more. I macro dosed for like a month or 2 back a long time ago, so I feel like I can't do mushrooms ever again.
I do it every 3 days is what I've been doing. Today was actually I got it started a little later today, so it's hanging on. Pretty good.
I'm now entering my 30th year of mushrooms, acid, going back my very first time. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't do acid anymore. I did that
when I was young. No, when I was younger, I don't do it anymore. Now it's just mushrooms. But when I was younger,
I freaked everybody out when I was on acid, so I never did it again. I was doing all kinds of crazy, buying beats that I thought were perfectly fine.
I know what you mean. I
fucking freaking out. What are you fucking doing?
Like, Ty, what did you just ate a whole strip? What the fuck? No, I ate 3 strips. That was about 2 hours ago. You gotta catch up. Let's go have some fun. Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, that was when I was a kid.
Can't do that anymore.
No, sir. I grew up. People probably could argue that.
I found out the hard way back in the day that you never want to mix 4 hits of liquid acid with a keg party. Because you don't get drunk until you're fucking hammered. I think that I must have drank like 30, maybe 35 beers before I felt it. And once I started feeling the beers on top of the fry trip, I was stupid, stumbling drunk, couldn't walk, and frying fucking balls. That was not a fun experience.
Went to a Pink Floyd concert, was it, 81, I think? And there was 4 of us in a Volkswagen, and we're coming off the freeway, one of those clover ramps, and it must have took us an hour to fucking inch our way around this clover thing and onto the main freeway. For why? I don't know. The clover thing scared the shit out of all of us. And it was just like, wow. Go slow. So you're going too fast. I mean, everybody's freaking out. Then we got on the main freeway. It's just like perfect. And it's weird how you remember those little segments of trips, and then Pink Floyd, holy fuck. Yeah.
One time, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, go ahead.
One of the fun times I had on acid was when we went to Disneyland and we got acid in the morning and we were frying all day. We went back out to my Volkswagen bus for the 420 session. And next thing you know, we just heard this dum dum dum. And the door opened up, and it was the Disneyland friggin' security, and they had their guns drawn, you know, and they were friggin', they wanted everything. They were gonna call the cops. But we were tripping. They didn't know that we were on acid. So we were pulling the shit out of the fucking curtain rods. We gave them everything. And they released, they couldn't get a hold of my parents, because we were 17 at the time. They called my best friend's parents and released us to them over the phone. We had to drive home. And yeah, we were shooting a bunch of guys in Volkswagen bus, having to go hop on the 91 freeway. And we hit the wrong freeway. We ended up hitting the 5, and we just going, just driving straight up, and you know, we're heading towards freaking Santa Barbara. Good old 1994.
There was one time in the Volkswagen, fucking people with masks on and shit, dude. It's so fucking trippy, man. So fucking trippy. I laughed so hard. Yeah.
I was tripping out on the strip.
Cheers, Igor. Can't hear me with my fucking mute button on, man. I don't know why I'm so heavy on that thing all the time. Cheers.
Igor, BWM.
Cheers, Igor.
Sounded scribbling with the Zoom. I've had Zoom now for 3 years of my life, and I've lost 30 pounds.
It's a testimony over there.
Hey everybody, is this working?
It is.
Yeah.
Bravo, mate. Bravo.
I'm a little new to this. So I had a terrible last 7 minutes trying to figure out Zoom on my phone.
Victory is yours, my friend.
Awesome. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I just wanted to make sure it was working.
No, I was enjoying the frustrated look on your face when your friend attempted to enter.
Well, you know, at least you can read my emotions. You know, it's funny.
Anytime you want to play
They can kill it off of me. I can't hide credit.
You're really arching a little bit. Is that what it's called? You're fucking just like Russian touches.
Oh, man. When we went up to BBS, that was one of the things we did. Me and my guy, you know, he's like, hey, you gotta come up here and get all this stuff. I was like, cool, man. So I just, you know, had some of Blind Cat's stuff, and I just chilled all the way. So that's why I was real, like, calm when we met and everything. There's
Yeah, Igor and I lived just both breaths. Igor did a little better job of lifting it than I did putting it back in the truck. Was there a part missing on there?
No, everything so far seems to be working.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I want to get back to the Blind Cats and actually press some stuff, but I haven't gotten a chance yet. I've been actually working at a mechanic shop. He's closing up in our town. He's put a bunch of tools in my possession, so we're pretty busy this week, but
Nice. Right on. No, awesome. Good to see you again.
yeah, good to see you too. I'm glad to get on here. It's been a minute.
You gotta remind me, what was the BWM again?
Backwoods Mafia.
Backwards Mafia.
Because we treat everything we do like a family.
La Costa Nostra.
I'm trying to get it to where I can do, live GoPro video on the night. But according to YouTube, you gotta have a certain amount of people fucking subscribe to your channel before you can do live shit. I need like 50 fucking people that will subscribe to.
It used to be 1,000 when I started. And then I bumped at 50.
Oh fuck, I got lucky there, dude. Yeah.
I didn't even realize the GoPro had that. I had like the GoPro 9 or something like that. I didn't realize that was a specification for going live.
I don't know what they call that word. It takes the vibration out of
stabilize it.
But I don't know going right the county fucking waterfalls and people down there. That would.
Well, that's all that video is from the GoPro. So it'd be the same quality.
Okay. That must be bad. That was pretty scary.
Yeah,
Get that. It's a drone that follows you around.
No, because my luck, that fucker's gonna get sidetracked and go like find some crackhead and start like walking back. I'll lose my drone, you know?
I've heard that complaint in the reviews that they tend to go off to find crackheads, you know.
I heard it was nude beaches.
No, you beaches here are full of men.
You'd never be able to film yourself in my town if you follow crackheads.
Right? Yeah, I've heard of a few guys where they've had their drones kind of like fly away.
Thank you, I'm free.
Yeah.
Hey, make the flag fast.
I mean, shit,
That will be this is my chance.
I could barely work a GoPro, let alone a fucking drone. All of it.
No, but like that's the thing. Like it's automatic.
It's not.
So, Pale, say something in chat for me, man.
On the drone thing, man, I used to have this buddy and he put on the drone. And so basically, when he flew it across their house, it would look like red and blue lights, and they could think the cops were showing up, and they scattered into their house.
I like that. That's a good one. You could have fun with that.
That's what I thought too. Sorry.
We just straight up just terrorizing them, you know, because, you know, they'd be up every other night doing some crap or making some noise. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, they just fly that drone around their house about 3 times and get real quiet.
That's funny as stuff. Oh, that's good. I like it. Creative ways to solve it. It doesn't require force.
Right. Making them afraid of what they're doing in the first place.
We blew right by the 20, didn't we? We're out waiting for her, doing countdowns and chat and shit. Go right by it.
My new trim scissors, dude, I am really starting to like these for trimming. You guys ever use these for trimming before?
I used to have those bonsai snips or something.
Yeah, something like that. I got a pack of them for.
I got cheesy shit ones. They pull them
Yeah, they're cheap.
on me, man.
Oh, okay.
Got sticky and.
She pressed his bubble. He was all happy. Just took
It
away.
was for a little while. Go for it. See how it works. It works.
It might work for you. If it didn't work for us, it might work for you in your situation.
I don't know. If it gets real sticky, I can use it for nose hair, but
That's the same pair of Fiskars I've had for like 4 years.
Well, you know, if you made them real sticky, you just do the old school knife heads. Just heat them up and tap them to the heat source.
Exactly. Scrape them off with a razor blade as much as you can, put that on top of a bowl, and probably good.
I gotta put the lighter.
Yeah, metal
Yeah, if you're not careful about it, yeah.
We used to scrape everything. Looking back now, he's like fucking gouge into the bowl and shit. You're cleaning it, just fucking, you know, didn't want to miss nothing.
Now you can get it off with a flat blade if you do it right. You just gotta be steady and not gouge into that shit.
Yeah.
You know, just have a titanium nail on a dabber. Your metal's metal. So you don't touch the plastic, it could be alright.
the voice of experience.
Absolutely.
Since we're plugging shit, I came home to a pretty cool package, and I always plug them anyway, but fuck, it's not gonna. But I got, I'm gonna turn my filter off. But I got this big old box from BioAg, dude, that, I can't remember how to turn the video filter off. I know, I'm like trying to figure out how to shut the fucking thing off now.
Well, maybe it's a clapper.
It's been a minute.
Got the two clap.
I'm gonna go to.
Ah, there. Oh, great. Oh, we didn't change his channel.
Let's scroll
Well,
up.
we got the back
There it
You can
is.
start singing to it.
What's this?
This is from BioEgg. It's their multi-amino, but they sent me a whole thing of their new packages, their new products. But so it's a carbon-based micronutrient basically. So it's fulvic and amino acid bound to micronutrients. They got one that's calcium, but they didn't send the little fucking package, dude. It was like, this is like big ass package.
NFL stuff.
And the nitrogen one, which is just amino, I don't know, amino acids, a big ass thing of BAM. They're, yeah, that's expensive shit. They do, that's what I mean, dude. This is a hookup. This is like a fucking, that's that new Ion 14, which is the silicon, the nano size silicon or whatever.
Oh, really?
And then this jug of their other one, which is I gotta figure out the difference, but they're both, it's that Bio Supercell, which is like fulvic and the silicon.
That box must have weighed 110 pounds.
That's what I mean, the shipping was fucking expensive on it. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
So, we gotta give them a shout, because that's fucking huge, you know. Plus they're badass. I already use all their shit anyway, so it's like.
When you say they're nanoparticles, I mean, is it just more bioavailable to the plant? Is that what we're getting at here by more emulsification of the nutrients? Is that what I was kind of hearing there?
Yeah, it's like more, yeah, I guess more available. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get him on for an organic takeover. So
There we go. Fuck yeah, that'd be good. Oh, dashcam.
that's kind of where some of that stems. So I gotta line that up yet. Added that. Dr. Frost is one of my favorites. That dude's fucking cool. He's done a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like he's spent 50 years fucking growing crops and testing shit. And I don't know. And his line of thinking is kind of out there a little bit. Like he's not against some of the metaphysical shit, and like, you know. So
Yeah, right on.
he's using structured water for the water they use in the production in their products or whatever. It's
I
all
think that's a smart idea. There's a lot behind that. We were talking about Kagan and pH tonight a little bit, and I've utilized it, and it works, especially in pest control and what have you. Whose mic needs to be muffled? I'm not sure.
How is it me?
Ciao.
yeah.
Shit, it is me.
All right, there you go. Anyway, sir, that's another area I think I personally need to deep dive into. A lot of these areas that you're talking about, you're just kind of scratching the surface. At least I am. So much more stuff is coming to light, and especially when you're on trips. I want to get into fucking. I want to learn everything right now. Can I do that all at once? Real quick?
Well, I'm pretty sure in the time I've heard, Dr. Faust did his PhD, like whatever that is, the thesis or something, was on like limiting factors of a crop, and basically what he boiled it down to was the limiting factors was the availability of humic acids and basically monosilicic acid, silica or whatever.
Yeah, okay. Because the molecules are so thick, right? So to emulsify that down, I've heard about it. I'm not well versed in it.
Don't you do that a lot with the DWC? You know, when you do deep water culture, you kind of have to make sure that you're in the right parameters to be able to have you make sure you have a nutrient uptake.
I think what we're talking about, I think what we're talking about is the molecules, like you have a molecule of a nutrient and it's pregnant, like the nanomolecules. And so it makes it easier for the plant to absorb that nutrient, and it makes the nutrient absorption more efficient, I guess. So at least that's the theory I think that we're going on here. But again, I'm not educated. It's really exactly.
I think it's really important for foliar,
Oh yeah, good for you.
foliar, for it to get absorbed into, I think it has to go into.
How's it going? Man, I fell asleep after a couple of hits, and I said, "Oh man, let's see if he's on." Yeah. Right on. What's up, everybody?
Roll the 7.
Cheers, brother. Yes.
Hey Johnny, I didn't make it, dude. I'm not there. Sorry.
No, I realized it. I totally did. You know, I understand when sisters get involved, and I get it.
I was supposed to ride out to Johnny's house today. It was about the halfway point to my dad's house. It was surprised my dad for his birthday to show up at his house. Got a call from my brother. He said, "Well, your sister's coming out." Well, fuck. I ain't going. Cancel that.
Great.
Fuck that bitch. That's funny shit, dude. He's like, no.
No, that was exactly my words when he said that. Fuck that bitch.
I do the same thing with my sister.
Why did he tell you?
Oh, he didn't know I was coming.
Oh, okay, there you
He had
go.
no idea. So, I'm actually really glad he called and told me that he was coming out. Because I would have drove 15 fucking hours on a motorcycle to turn around and ride 15 fucking hours straight back home.
Just stop.
Pissed off about it, yeah. So it would have been about 12 to get home.
You probably get a speeding ticket as well.
That's a long ride on a motorcycle, man.
Oh man.
I just did that 19 in a car, and that's a long fucking ride.
Yeah, San Diego to fucking Moab to fucking Hood.
Man.
Dude, you're a warrior.
Basically on a fucking dirt bike.
Gently.
Especially if you're gonna do it in a one-day marathon like that, just one.
Oh no, I was gonna stop.
Yeah, he was gonna stop out here, hang out.
There, hang out at Johnny's through the night, and then roll out in the morning and finish up the rest of the ride. Break it up in a few days. But once I found out fucking Lucifer was gonna be there, I was like, nope, fuck that, I'm going.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
We love her.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, really, I mean,
Yeah,
kind of
don't
break
hold
it
back.
out a little bit.
I'm not the only one in the family that calls her that, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone has to take responsibility for that stupidity.
My sister and I do not see eye to eye. Actually, the last time I talked to her, she had this fucking, she's all into horses and shit. She had this horse, a fucking like Clydesdale type deal, like a Budweiser horse, right? That was abused and all fucked up and, you know, whatever. What are you fucking talking about? I gave the thing a fucking apple and petted its head for a minute.
Person around with you.
Right.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So
Horse
that's the last time I
whisperer,
talked.
you.
Right. I fucking secretly like rubbed it into its fucking head, like make her fall off, make her fall off, make her fall off.
You said when you get to this border, fuck.
Right.
Or you give it an apple, so now it favors you, or it would have favored you more. I did that with the last owner where I used to take care of the horses. He said, "Why don't my horses like you no more?" I was like, "I give them apples, I'm sorry." He's like, "Motherfucker." And I opened a can of peaches and it was over. They didn't like me no more. They're like,
I didn't know they were calling head apples these days.
Gundalingus, bro.
Yeah, welcome anywhere.
Got it. Had to reach high for that one. Good one. So
I know.
had my mitt on. That's like my son used to pitch, my oldest boy, he's 6'3", left-handed pitcher. He could jump like fucking, I don't know how many feet in the air. And they would bang it down straight down, he'd just go out, you know. And I don't know why that came to my mind, but he was very good at it. Left-handed pitchers, that guy, he could have been a baseball guy. Both my two oldest boys could have played professional sports. But no, they thought they were basketball players. You gotta be, you know. This will beat Merrick. Now there's a white boy that can jump. You know, and very elevation. The sand. It's kind of hard to play professional basketball unless you're fucking 7 feet tall and have a natural talent. But baseball, doable. Fucking until you're 40. And then, guess what? Graduate to college. You play pro sports your whole fucking life. You pay millions of dollars for playing games. Can you imagine?
Dude, I got two cousins who still have gone pro. One to the NFL as a middle linebacker, and the other one's at freaking Major League Baseball. And they both found women in weed.
Well, that's another attribute of side, not shortcuts, but long cuts.
Right?
Dude, the fucking woods fucked a lot of people over. Where's that Miami Dolphin kid? Marijuana bitch?
Marijuana bitch?
I'm getting a little nervous, fingers.
You out of here, Spot?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out early. I gotta hit the hay. It's kind of
I'm
too much into it.
Smiley.
Good to see you.
Until next time.
Glad you made it back to safe from your trip and you got hooked up with Thailand, dude.
Yeah.
Don't forget the crystals, man.
Nano crystal.
Magic, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Nano crystal.
Thanks.
Gotta have them brittle ones to get into the smallest parts of the plant.
Well, I mean, nano in the sense that, using anything on a nanomolecular scale is good for you. One of my friends that I got they used this machine, it was $20,000 or whatever the hell, and he has a suicide disease where all the nerves in your face break down and they start hurting, and a lot, like 70% of people commit suicide because they can't stand the feel like 1,000 bones breaking in their face, or, it's a real crazy thing. If you look up the suicide disease, it'll pop up. But he made a CBD infused water. It was like a 10,000 to 1 ratio on a nanomolecular process where it kind of vibrated into the water, it's also really interesting because usually you can't get THC to stick to water on a molecular level. And so they have this machine that'll actually do that. They have bottles of it. I'll have to find one of it, but it was like 10,000 to 1 ratio on a nanomolecular spread with this machine. And it was interesting because you could drink a bottle of this water and it would actually kind of make you feel happy. Like it almost was, kind of uplifting in the way that it made you feel.
I like that. CBD or they had THC ones also?
It was all CBD. They had no THC because in my state you still can't produce that on your own without licensing.
How did they create the vibration?
I'm not 100% on the process. I never actually got to go up to Portland and meet the guy. I was working on it, but it's a special kind of machine that broke THC down to a molecular level, and it allowed it to infuse itself with the water.